What's up everybody, Zero Ice here. More Halo Reach Solo Legendary tips, this time on Long Night of Solace, which is kind of a fun level. I like it. You get some air combat. So right when you start off, you've got 4 grunts right back here. A well-placed grenade will get the overkill, or a not so well-placed grenade will give you a triple and then a double kill. As you can see, once you kind of piss off those group of elites and they run away, you get a couple of drop ships, a few more grunts, some jackals in the back, and then each drop pad I believe has an elite in it, so now you're up to like 3 or 4 elites. Basically the solution to this problem is to grab a green gun and fuck some people up. That's how it's gonna go down. Grab a green gun from that first pack of grunts that you killed, and just go to town on these elites, moving up slowly as you do it. Make sure you keep an eye on your dot, and you're keeping kind of something between you and the line of sight of the elite. That way you can duck behind some shit if you know, start getting hit on and stuff like that. Once all the elites are dead, say there's 3 or 4 of them, there's a few more enemies between you and the base. I say few, there's quite a bit. Jackals, grunts. There are 2 jackals without shields that have needle rifles, and that's why I'm kind of saying to the left of the level. That's who we're going to go kill first, because A, they'll fuck you up from head on, and B, you want to take their needle rifle. There's plenty of enemies down here that have green pistols, so when you start running low, pop out and grab one. Now you want to go to the left side of this big rock. It looks like you're going to bypass a lot of the enemies, which you are. You're going to let your team kind of get some kills while you just focus on killing these 2 jackals. Now normally, they're not up this far. They're back on the rock closer to where I am right now. But because they saw me coming, they ran back to underneath the cover of the building, which is generally what they do once they've been spooked. So once they run back there, just remember that you have an elite that kind of pads back around here who just did not want to have the green gun lock onto him, even though I saw that it did. But you get the gist of how to actually kill him. Luckily I was able to. Go ahead and pick up one of these needle rifles, and there's a health pack on the wall right in front of me right there. Going up the level a little bit, you have a marine here that's got a sniper rifle. I changed the needle rifle out for the sniper. It's not necessary, as it would probably be more useful for this elite than a green gun and a sniper. So my suggestion is to go ahead and keep the needle rifle. Don't switch out for the sniper. You're not really going to have a whole lot of time to use it and a need for it, where the plasma pistol and the needle rifle are just going to be better. So this is after a really long cutscene that you can't skip, but why would you want to skip it? It's pretty awesome. And I'm just going to show you how to start the initial waves of the enemies. What I usually do is when I first start out is I zoom and fly all the way back here, and then I turn around and check my distance. And then if I don't feel that I'm far enough, I'll fly back and zoom out some more. So using my thrusters, generally basically once you start off, is if you just thruster into have no more fuel left, then that's probably far enough away. And then I turn back around and hold back on my thumbstick, that way it turns my thrusters off and I'm kind of just coasting forward at a slower speed. And the first wave that pops out is banshees, and they're all in a line, so if you can start hitting them fast enough, you could take out more than half of the line in a single pass before you have to turn around and stuff. And they're really easy to kill. Just line up your dot with little reticle that they give you to show you how far ahead you need to shoot out, and fire. It's really easy to kill the banshees. Wave 2, however, gets a little harder. Not only are there banshees, but there's seraphs. Seraphs have a full shield that you need to bring down with your lasers. And once the shield is down, you need to hit Y to switch to your rockets and have the rockets lock on. Now, make sure the rockets lock on. If not, If not, that's what happens. You just go past them and you have to kill them with missiles. As you can see, your lasers aren't as effective against a non-shielded seraph as they are on a shielded seraph. So use your lasers, knock out the shield, switch to your missiles, let them lock on, and then fire, and then switch back to your lasers and keep killing them. Now after you do that wave, this is what the start of the 3rd wave looks like, and it pretty much continually goes like this until Phase 3-2, I guess if you will. It's still Phase 3, but they add phantoms in. So as you can see, it's total chaos. All the banshees on the top and the bottom. A fuck ton of seraphs spawn in the middle. They all try to shoot at you. Just remember to use your barrel rolls, use your reverses, all that stuff. The second part of the Phase 3 is where 4 to 5 phantoms show up. And what I like to do, as soon as I see the little red dots pop up, I zoom all the way back out again. And that way it gives me some space. Switch over to your missiles using Y and let them lock on to the phantoms. Once they lock on, they should stay locked on as long as you keep the phantom in your little view screen. So just keeping that, you should be able to fire and then fire again. 2 missiles is enough to take out a phantom. Once you take out all the phantoms, most of the little enemies, such as the banshees and maybe some seraphs if they're still up, will actually just leave the playing field. So continue to shoot them, but you don't have to kill all of them because they'll just fly out of reach of you. And as long as your reticle is on the phantoms, you should kill them. They don't have to be locked on, but locking on just helps. Now this is after a cutscene when you've gotten to the Corvette ship. What they want you to do is shoot all 4 of the boosters, basically. So here I'm just showing you how to do it. If you start off, you're already locked onto 1. You can kill 3 in one pass, like I just did. But probably you'll be able to get all 4 in one pass. Then just kill all the seraphs, and you get to this next part where you actually land on the Corvette. Generally, there will be 2 enemies that will fly up, sometimes at the same time, sometimes at different times. I was able to assassinate the first one right there and get the easy cleanup kill on the opposite side. Now this place is just AIDS. There's a lot of elites in here, and they kill you really quickly. It's a pain in the ass. Hopefully you still have a green gun from the first time before you got onto the ship. If that's the case, it makes this a little easier, but as you can see, there's just so many of them that it's really, really difficult. Just hide behind as much stuff as you can to get your shield back. Luckily the Marines come down eventually and kind of help you out. Also, luckily these aren't the really strong elites, they're the lower class elites, so they only take like 3 or 4 hits to break their shield and then a headshot. I just use the green gun because it nullifies the need to shoot them a bunch of times. And I believe these are the last 2 that I have to clean up. If I had to guess, I would say there's close to 5 or 6 that are down here, and then the 1 or 2 that fly up. So I would say 7 to 8 elites. So kind of judge that. When this part's over, there's a door that opens on the bottom level where 3 or 4 grunts come out, and this elite. Again, the green gun didn't really want to lock on, so I had to do it the old-fashioned way. When that happened, the grunt turned into suicide grunts and ran at me. So judge that accordingly. They probably will turn if you kill the elite first. Grunts down the hallway, and then through this door, I got a really gay checkpoint. And so I got a checkpoint in the middle of that guy shooting me with the beam rifle, which sucked more than I care to talk about. But in this room, as you can tell, there is an engineer. He usually resides, from where I'm looking, in the top right of the room. So where I was just looking to the right, if I'd have looked up and moved forward, he'd have been there. But your main important thing is you want to kill these 2 elites before you really go in the door, because they both have beam rifles. They hurt just equally as bad on their own, and it's just balls. So peek your head out as quickly as you can to try and get some headshots in there until you kill him. I don't think I kill this one before I go into the room, and it almost kills me, but he wasn't coming out, and as you can see, I've only got 3 bullets left. But if you come into this room and you continue up the ramp, there's needle rifle and ammo crate right here. So you should have enough ammo to finish out the room. You can see there's the engineer up there in the top right of the room. And I should still have that 1 elite left, and I believe I have a grunt left. And when you finish off these 2, you're going to get a spawn of enemies. There's going to be an elite and a handful of grunts on your side of the room, and an elite and a handful of grunts on the other side of the room. So I usually try and take out both elites first. And the other one spawns opposite of where you are on that other platform over there. And the grunts will usually run up towards you single file, which kind of makes them easy to kill either with grenades or just straight shooting a needle rifle. And finish up these last grunts, and the last elite that's probably behind you now. And this will be the end of part 1. Part 2 will be in the bottom right hand corner.